Welcome back, everyone. So it's great news for K-dramas and great news for Disney Plus. They're rolling in dollar right now due to the great success of a K-drama you've probably heard about called Moving. So again, I haven't actually seen the drama, but according to the article I discovered, it was about a set of people in Korea who have somehow got superpowers, but they don't want to get discovered by the wider public to protect themselves and their families. So they go to amazing lengths to cover up the fact that they've got these special and amazing abilities, and hijinks ensues. So it sounds really fascinating, and it seems to have hit just at a great moment, with, especially for Disney Plus, with the decrease in interest in their massive amount of Marvel content. I think it's been going on for too long now. Audiences across the world are like, come on, can we do something else? Then, with the massive hit of Squid Game during the sort of COVID period, people were just, oh, wow, something new, something different, and K-drama was right there. There was a couple of really great hits that came at the same time. Some people were wondering, after the massive success of Squid Game, could this be a sort of one-hit wonder type situation? Is there really any legs in the continued success of Korean content? Not just K-drama. I think Korean content on the streaming platforms, but Korean content creators have proved them wrong. Yeah, they've been doing pretty well with Moving and other examples. So I guess if you are working in the cultural space, in the entertainment space right now, this must be quite an exciting time for Koreans, because opportunities are going to come up more. People are going to invest more in making people's scripts and dreams into a reality on their platform. Even the director of Disney Plus Asia was very sort of positive when it came to making more, investing more in the Korean entertainment business on their platform. So good news for them, and hopefully good news for us as viewers. We'll be getting more great content. So here's a rather strange question that I didn't write, that someone else wrote for me to ask. I'd like to point that out. I'm going to ask you, John.
Okay.
I'm relying on you to give a good answer to this.
Oh boy.
John, does it surprise you that Korean dramas resonate with international audiences despite cultural differences?
So I know what you're saying with the right answer on this one, because I've been asked this question, or there's these series of these types of questions a lot, like, oh, this cultural difference, it could be hard to understand, and blah, blah, blah. For what, there's that drama that came out for Revenge. She was bullied in high school, things like that.
The Glory.
The Glory, yeah, that was also another popular one. It's like, oh, could people understand? And I think the thing is humans are very alike around the world. We might have different foods, we might have different languages, we might have small differences in how we react to different situations. For example, Koreans may not make as much eye contact as an American, right? However, in the end, everything is fully understandable and relatable. Bullying happens around the world. How you would react in this sort of superhero situation would be the same around the world, or similar around the world. And I think that's why all these sort of TV shows and movies that are coming out of Korea are popular. Not because they're different, which they're differently filmed, and it's different to see a new type of way of directing. However, very relatable. They're like, oh, me too. These are rich people in this area manipulating everyone around them and trying to get their children into school with whatever means possible. There's people like that. I can relate to it. I'm talking about Sky Castle. So yeah. I saw the look on your face. I was like, okay, Sky Castle, by the way. So yeah, not shocked at all. That's the answer.
Well done, John. I couldn't have said it better myself. Yes. We're all human. We all go through a lot of things. We're all living in this sort of late stage capitalist world. We've got a lot of similar problems. we're human. Anyway,
Yeah.
so let's move on to something more interesting. As Disney Plus expands its Korean content portfolio, what genres or themes would you like to see explored? You know,
Well, one thing that I think has been dropping off recently is the quality of psychological horror that Korea used to have. Some movies will capture it still, and on the most part, it's like it's relying a bit too heavily on gore or shock factor. And I get it. People get shocked easily, but man, I miss those like psychological, artistic styled horror movies that Korea used to produce. And I would like to see more of that. I watched Haunting of Bly Manor, which is a British produced maybe horror series, and it was top notch. I want to see more of that psychological horror that has an aspect of like ghosts and whatever, but it's done in a way that messes with your mind.
yes, some Korean horror content, and I want the fantasy genre.
Yes.
Well, speaking of, actual unique cultural differences, I think Korea and its surrounding nations have some amazing mythology.
Yes.
That perhaps we don't know that much about in the West, but if we heard about it, we could react to it in similar ways because we're also human. So that would be really unique and, display some of the really sort of the fun history of Korea in an exciting way.
Yeah.
Korean fantasy, I'm ready.
That's not about a romance in that time period. Please.
Yeah, can we just stick with the fantasy elements and
Yeah.
not too much of the rom-com?
Thanks, Korea.
Been there, done that. Anyway, before we get our full critiques that you don't want to hear, let's go to what you do want to hear, which is the vocabulary. That's why you came here. So please take a look at it, capitalize on it, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Go to great lengths.
Go to great lengths.
Underscore.
Underscore.
Capitalize.
Capitalize.
Purveyor.
Purveyor.
Lose steam.
Lose steam.